Hey there, guys. I hope everybody had a good Christmas there. And just got to say, today's deck profile feels a bit rushed. This is something I have been playtesting for a little while. Um, and one of my friends said deck lists like it are starting to pop up everywhere. So I'd better put it on the channel sooner rather than later in order to try to get some of the views. So I'm sure you guys have been shopping this around. Seeing as I got to it a little bit late, obviously I'm trying to work through play all the new skills instead of some of the older ones, and with all the update and refreshes that the Battle City let us. And so real quick, this deck is worth me busting out some foils. So real quick deck list. We're going to be using Yami Bakura to play Goat format Monarchs in Speed Duel. So we are going to use the Inner Conflict skill card, and I'll talk about this money card here in a minute. We are going to run 1, 2, 3 copies of Breaker because he was so good during Goat format we were only allowed to have 1. I like 2 Charging Gaia the Fierce Knights. You could run 3. I'm sure there's room in this deck somewhere. Run the 1 actual Monarch. We use Grandmark because he's all we got right now. And again, targeting face down never really hurts, especially when you are in the competitive meta as opposed to the casual meta that I've been proposing. You deal with a lot more cards like Apprentice Magician and stuff. So Grandmark, very good effect actually for now. We got to use our main boy Jinzo. Got to get the 1 copy there. Again, you got to watch out for mirror matches. I like to use a double Kaiser glider since we're hitting at that nice 2400 stat. I do like to run a single copy of Kaiku because even during GOAT format, my man here helped us win many, many matches, and his effect of stopping the opponent from banishing cards in the graveyard and then also allowing you to selectively banish your opponent's cards in the graveyard, fantastic. But I'll talk about him here again in a second anyway. I know I've been talking about the Book of Moon. I can't stress it enough. You still need it. 3. I'm gonna use the Cosmic Cyclones. I'm gonna go doubles. And look at the nice foil. Look at the nice foil. Okay. We are going to use the single crossout because, again, some decks are just going to get you, and sometimes you don't want to play Grandmark because playing a spell version would be better. And then in our traps, we're going to use double copy Lost Wind. Awesome card. And then we are going to use double copy Zoma the Spirit. And this is really another mirror match concept here. And this will help you not lose. And again, just pick your extra deck. And real quick on that, I know that the latest Konami stuff that was packaged said 5, but the PDF online says 6. I don't care. I just grabbed 5. You pick whoever you like. And again, you could always side in the Waking the Dragon. So it's always good to just have this here. So if you were here just for the list, confirm that I, of course, was playing like the same thing as everybody else. Congrats. You can move on, watch another video. YouTube's full of them. I myself have, 79 other ones for you guys to check out, not counting tomorrow's magnets. So, or today's, counting today's magnets, not counting tomorrow's magnets for the master game. But this competitive deck is just amazing. So, of course, once I get through the rest of the skills, I want to do more as far as the actual competitive game, because again, this reminds me so much of GOAT format that I really do want to kind of switch from, at least in speed duels, from being straight casual to actual casual competitive. So let's start with our skill card today. The Inner Conflict is one of these crazy ones. It's essentially change a heart, but you can't hit your opponent with that monster. You're going to pay half your life points to take control of that monster once in a duel. And that's the whole point. We want to take it from our opponent's side of the field so we can swing in for game. And that's the whole reason to use Inner Conflict. It's why it's so good. And then just real quick, again, Breaker, one of 2 things is going to happen. He's either going to summon and be a 1900, or you're going to remove the spell counter that he gets when he is normal summoned, and you are going to break a back row card, hopefully, again, allowing your Inner Conflict to go uncontested. Let's just leave that face up. So Breaker, very good. Charging Gaia, one of two things is going to happen here. You're either going to play him as 19 and he's going to be just like Breaker without having broken something, or he's a great way to smoke out our opponent's Books of Moon. And again, Sphere Kuriboh is something that you might have to contend with as well. And again, it doesn't change his defense when he's played this way. It just changes his original attack, so putting him at their 2100 defense is still acceptable for me. And additionally, if he does get booked, I get to flip him for his full 2300 stat. So either way, cool. Put him in defense mode. I don't care. As long as it isn't shrink, we're good. That's fine. Grand Mark, when this says tribute summoned, you can target a set card on the field. Doesn't have to be a spell. Doesn't have to be a monster. It could be either or. But the point is we want to get away from like any deck that's going to set up a stall. Again, I know Apprentice Magicians, Old Vindictive Magician. These are things that you are actually going to be running up against in real tournaments and not just playing around for fun with your friends. So Grand Mark is absolutely... I feel like the release order that they're going to release the Monarchs in this time is going to feel more appropriate. I want to say we started with Zaborg and then Mobius in the real game. And I don't know how you go from those types of characters to Grand Mark afterward. I feel like the scaling is a little bit better. And again, we're going to be dealing with 2400 attack points. Most gimmicky decks aren't going to be able to take it against this deck. Again, this deck should still be able to easily dispatch my other decks like Dragon Caller. Again, we're running the triple book. Should be able to deal with Thousand Eyes Spell, pre or non-updated. Just doesn't really matter. So, like, Grand Mark is an excellent pick. Jinzo helps you against the traps. Again, if you're going to go into a mirror match, the last thing you want to do is try to go for game with Inner Conflict, and your opponent's like, Zoma. So summoning Jinzo right before that could be the make it or break it play. So just play my boy, okay? Just get him on the field and go. Kaiser Glider is amazing again in the mirror match against Pseudo Monarchs. Will do a lot of damage. And again, it's because they have that basic 2400 attack points. That's why we're calling it Pseudo Monarch. And this guy cannot be destroyed by battle with a monster that has the same attack power as itself. So it's like a suicide runner, except there's really no suicide. And if this card is destroyed and sent to the graveyard, I can target a card on the field, one monster, and then return that to the hand too. So even if you do beat the Kaiser Glider, I'm still going to plus off of the interaction, which is one of the reasons why Kaiser Glider is an amazing card, was an amazing card back then, and needs to be played right now. Because if for some reason you don't make it through another character like Jinzo or something to use your own traps again, again, you get that bounce. Two seemed obligatory for me. And I love the fact that he looks like Baby Raw. Yeah, that's Baby Wing Dragon of Raw. Kaiku, again, we want to... he's not as important. He's 1800. I have 5 other cards that start at 19s. And, you know, like another 4 that are 24s. Kaiku's here for the removal effects and the fact that we can go ahead and toss our opponent's discard pile. So anything that's really banking on the discard pile, even if you went and you looked back at my my casual XYZ Dragon Cannon deck, like my skill actually wants me to banish cards in my discard pile. And again, Kaiku's just going to tell you no. So he's good. He's good for setting up controlling, really controlling the momentum of the game. So go ahead and play a single. Book of Moon, again, is just one of these amazing, brilliant stop cards. So anytime you could do that, you could just stop an entire chain right then, right there, go for it. It's just good. Cosmic Cyclone, 2. I know some people are probably going to be like, play that at 1. Why would you play that at 2? That's half your life points. Well, so is Inner Conflict. Except when I go for the game with Inner Conflict, it's whatever half is at the time. So even if I activated both of these to alleviate your back row for you real quick, when I go for the Inner Conflict, it's still only going to be 1,000 life points. I'll spend 3,000 life points to win the game. It's fine. And the Cosmic Cyclone allows you to target the spell trap and then banish it. So it's not a destroy effect. You could still end up tossing Waking the Dragon. Yeah, there you go. At which point, again, we could just interconflict the big beastie and ground pound our opponent's face for games. So, not bad. Nobleman to crossout. Two things. First off, good by itself. Second, better with Book of Moon because we can force our opponent to down defense. And until Tsukuyomi shows up into speed duels, that's probably like the two ways we're going to be using this amazing spell card. We're either going to tandem it with the Book of Moon for that bit of 2-for-1 where we need to do something that's a little disadvantageous in order to try to get backboard position. Or we're going to use this to eliminate things, again, like Apprentice Magician, Old Vindictive Magician. Flip effects are starting to get into the game. The game is going to be a little weird because of it. And Nobleman to Crossout is going to help you alleviate that. Great spell. Definitely worth playing if you got your hands on foils. Like I got one. Go ahead and play the foil. It just looks amazing. Going over to the traps, one of the ones that's kind of like newer to the game, just in general, would be Lost Wind. And so like what you do with this is you target a face-up special summon monster on the field, negate its effects, and its original attack is halved. Then if a monster is special summoned from the opponent's extra deck while it's in the graveyard, you can set it again. So anybody using any type of special summoning thing, I did have another content creator make me break my rule of not watching anybody else's video. And what it was a viewer had asked me, could I do spell power armor with XYZ? And this guy went hard. He dropped the X, he played the YZ, and it was a brilliant deck. And yeah. So because of that, I realized, like, yeah, YZ is probably going to be a thing. So Lost Wind will help me when you play it the first time, and if I get cranked with Waking the Dragon again, we can either bring it back, or that's another excellent time to use it, and it helps bring down these upper tier threats. Even the strongest written stat in the game, Blue Eyes Ultimate, will drop down to a 2250, which is very attainable for, I don't know, every one of our tribute monsters inside this deck. So again, Lost Wind is going to help you just decimate decks like that. So yeah, run 2. Again, you can kind of recur it back from the discard pile, so I don't see a need to play it at a higher count. I don't think it's as necessary as Book of Moon, because you've basically got 4 shots of it right here. So I think 2 was a good call. And then 2 Zomas. Again, we do not want to go for inner conflict while our opponent has a Zoma. And if we are saying that this deck could be meta, that this is going to be like the top tier 1 speed duels threat right now, you have to be prepared for the mirror match. And in mirror match, we have to be prepared for our opponent to try to interconflict us to go ahead and try to wipe our board. And so, like, this guy, he's okay. Special summon it in defense mode as an effect monster. It's only 18 by 5. Still considered a trap if it is special summoned. This way is destroyed by battle, inflict damage to the opponent equal to the attack of the monster that killed it. So it does try to prevent the inner conflict, because again, you're going to be attacking with like a pseudo Monarch or a Monarch, and you're going to be going after Zoma, and that 24 after you paid half, that's just devastating. So we do need to be aware of how to beat ourselves while our opponent is trying to do that for us. And again, like, I know I'm probably late. I know at least 3 people are going to comment, hey, this other channel already did it. Yeah, my friends, my sparring partners told me this. They said, you got to get home, you got to put that up. You can't wait till the beginning of the year like you were going to. Because I was honestly going to try to rip out a whole bunch of the, I think I got about 10 more skills or so to go till the end of the year for doing one deck for each of the new skills that were released. So, yay, here we go. This is Pseudo Monarch Speed Duel. This is probably tier 1. I've been playtesting it with friends. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If this helps, consider subscribing. Go tell your friends about the channel, and have a great day.